Yeah, so I come with two hats on, and I'm only since November 23. I'm the executive director of the US Research Software Engineer Association, and I'm a senior researcher also since November, the San Diego Supercomputer Center. I'm for over 10 years now in the US, and I'm a researcher on science-based distributed computing. And so I'm talking about accelerators of research and why research software engineers and science-based creators are so important for computational research. And only it's the same headline, only to show, I show my two hats also. You see in the background when you see this slide, it will be around science-based. Otherwise, it's around research software engineers. Is the sound okay? My laptop says something. I should pull up the sound.
Oh no.
But that goes via the system here. Okay. Okay, with that, research software engineers, when we talk about them, so that was from colleagues of mine, they did a survey, and if you see that it's the US and the UK, and they asked researchers whether they use research software or whether they can't continue without. And if you look for the US, 95% use research software, 63% cannot do their research without, but we have lack of career paths in the US for research software engineers and lack of incentive for them to stay in academia and national edge. So and there's certain different aspects around research software and research software engineering. When we talk about that, we don't have to forget about reproducibility. And reproducibility means really obtaining consistent computational results using same input, computational steps, method, code, or conditions of analysis. But this might be some of you really experience more in a not so funny way to say. So there's a professor, don't worry, you don't have to start over your code from scratch. You can reuse software that the previous person on the project wrote several years ago. Are the instructions for how to use it? I don't know. It's a code command, not likely. The other side, who knows? This is going to be painful, isn't it? Just, I think that is what many people experience in research. There's no real process, software engineering process, giving it further to people. Reproducibility is a big topic. That's one of the steps. Usability. So if you look at software and imagine researchers, and I will start a Mentimeter in a moment. Imagine, you're in biology, or you are in physics, or in geophysical sciences. You don't want to know every nitty-gritty detail of all the research software, the complex infrastructures and everything. So it should be usable. So the research software and usability, I really like these books from Steve Group, like Don't Make Me Think. Its usability really just means that making sure that something works well without getting everyone hopelessly frustrated. I found this other thing on the web. The user interface is like a joke. If you have to explain it, it's not that good. So usability is important as research software. Interoperability. You all know we work with so many different aspects of research software in our lives. So we want results to be also a different system. We want that the different systems can communicate with each other, can execute programs, can transfer data among various functional units. That is really interoperability. So what is a research software engineer? So I had some aspects, I talked about some aspects what I think is important for research software. So what is now a research software engineer? And I like these two definitions. One is from the US Research Software Engineer Association, USRE. The other one from the UK, from the Society of Research Software Engineering. And it's really about, we talk about that it includes researchers who spend significant amount of time on programming, full-time research software engineers writing code. Some people are in between, and also the people who lead teams of research software engineers are LAs. So if you look at the US Research Software Engineers Association, really the movement and term was born in the UK. In 2012, there was a collaboration workshop, and from then, the Research Software Engineers Association formed in the UK, the real grassroots one. And since 2019, there's a Society of Research Software Engineering. And this is a picture, by the way, made by the German Research Software Engineers Association at one of their meetings. The nice, also, it's an international movement. And this was 2013. There was the formation in the UK. Now it looks like this. 11 years further, we have US RSE, we have the German RSE, the Belgium, the Nordic RSE, Africa, Australia and New Zealand, Asia, and of course still the one in the UK and in the Netherlands. That looks really, it's a worldwide movement. So what do we want? What is our mission? It's about community, having a community, because it's a non-traditional academic career path if people stay in academia. And to have a professional community to share knowledge, connections, resources, to really have where you belong to. We want to advocate for research software engineers because often there are no incentives, there is not highlighting how critical their role is, how valuable research software is, and also how hard it is to be recognized for it. If you are not a PhD, if you are not doing the traditional from PhD to postdoc to faculty. So that is important, and have a real career path. Resources, so we have information material, really training the possibilities, and under the aspect of diversity, equity, and inclusion, because also between research software engineers, it's still highly white male community. So it's important to promote and encourage and improve the diversity. So if you look at the membership growth, we are really very happy. I mean, at the beginning, you can see it took a little bit a while from 2018 that it took up. But by now we are over 2,100 members. When we started with 20, so that is cool. And that is mostly because of all our activities. So where are our members? And yes, there are members in Hawaii. You see it? So members are also joined from Hawaii. So we have members from all over the world, and really in the US. We are missing out on a few states, but Hawaii and Alaska have members from here. So what are the resources? What can you work with? So we have a website, we have newsletters, we have a Slack workspace. So Slack is very active in USRSE. So that is where most of the interaction happens, especially since our most growth did take place during the pandemic. The pandemic is not fully over, but there are now a couple of more in-person events, but Slack really established as the main communication space for USRSE. So LinkedIn, Twitter, Mastodon. So we have a job board. I'm really still very happy. The job board is very active. And we had a couple of people who wrote us like, because of your job board, I found a job. Or because of the job board, we found someone who's fitting for our team. This is really cool. There's a YouTube channel there. You can find different things from community calls, for example. So all the community calls they have them monthly, and they're alternating between the Thursdays and Friday, that we hope that people get a chance maybe to once in a while to attend or often. And you see the different topics. You can suggest topics. We are happy about that. And discuss what you think would be important for you or for the topic. So we have a Funder speaker series. So our next Funder speaker series is next week, and we will have a speaker from the Institute of Museum Services and Libraries, IMLS, Institute of Museum and Library Services. And we have a DI speaker series, a media club. Media club is also next week. We have education and training speaker series, and we have conference panels, workshops, outreach. So please don't be shy and contact us. We have working groups. So from awards to code of conduct and moderation, diversity and equity and inclusion. You see different topics also on technical stuff like Python. We have user experience websites, affinity groups, regional groups. So if you are interested to make, for example, a regional group in Hawaii, I'm happy to support you here. To meet and this interested people here. We published a career guide together with the Academic Data Science Alliance. It has over 100 pages. It talks about how to hire, manage, and retain data scientists and research software engineers. We have a shorter version about, in collaboration with IEEE Computer Society, more like a brochure, how to create a career path and a career as research software engineer. So since last year, we have a new fiscal sponsor, community initiative. So that means we are a non-profit when it comes to taxes. We are independent of the university now. And that provides support for legal services, for HR, so that we are with them meant that I could have a position as executive director, and that we can have a position for a community manager, who we get hired just also in December. So we are still navigating the non-profit landscape. So, and we had really poorly volunteer effort until last year. And then we get the grant of almost 800,000, and that pays for the next 2 years the salary of the community manager and for me. And the idea is really to make the USRC like a real association sustainable and help volunteers to have support and with activities, initiatives, and organizational tools, because we got really to the limit of this volunteers. We don't want our members to burn out because they're enthusiastic and then they need to do so much. So we have a full-time community manager, Sophia Anya, and she supports and grows internally the USRC community activities. And my responsibility is on financial sustainability of the organization. So if I have to hit the ground running, I have 1 year and 10 months left to get more funding. I will talk a little bit more about that. We can support activities and initiatives. For example, we have now a conference, we have community funds. So that is an exciting program also. We have awards. So, for example, the community funds, the idea is that we can say you can apply for something between $110,000. If it's, if it has the possibility like you support research software, you support a project or a workshop. Is everything okay? Sorry.
just speaking into your computer?
Of course.
Yeah, and then we should be able to hear. Thank you.
Is this better? Do you get a thumbs up? Okay. So I mostly gave a little bit more information than on the slides. I hope you got most of it. So yeah, the next deadline, by the way, is March 31st. I'm sorry. I used the slide directly in the week before Christmas. And I still, yeah, there's still December. So let me, okay. And yeah, for example, we did a diversity, equity, and inclusion consulting for me and for some of the community members. We have still to learn a lot there. We have a code of conduct response training. You can get swag, yeah, and tools and software to make USRC more effective. Should I mute myself now?
That makes sense.
Yeah, I can see the green, so it's not pretty powerful.
Do you hear me again? Okay, cool. So we had our first conference in October in Chicago. I was the general chair. It was sold out. We had booked a room for 250 participants and we got sold out. We had technical program tracks. We had 4 tutorials, 3 workshops. You see really a diversity of different formats. Additional program features were, we had keynotes, we had a funding agency panel, student program, yeah, different. And we have a mascot. So because I gave at the welcome speech that we are a little bit a community of unicorns, yeah, we got really positive feedback on the unicorn we got for the conference. People love our unicorn. And I won't go through all the name, only showing special thanks. Really, many people contributed their time to help. And we had fantastic sponsors from the Sloan Foundation and then really conference sponsors from Google to Princeton to Amazon. Yeah, we were very happy to get so many sponsors. The next one, by the way, will be in Albuquerque. And this has a topic today and tomorrow in October this year. So if you want to come to the mainland, and then in October, there you will find, and yeah, I was personally never in New Mexico. I'm looking forward to it. And the week before the conference is the International Balloon Fiesta. So come a little bit earlier. And by the way, if you don't know it, but Breaking Bad, by the way, was also created. Everyone like, of course. I was cracky. That is Breaking Bad. So the general chairs, and you see again a lot of volunteers. We are a happy community of a lot of volunteers. So if you are interested to get also involved, as I said, also there are other possibilities, allies, and there are plenty of ways to stay informed on the website, and yeah. So with that, so really a little bit more about because this is also to show you what we try to do for sustainability of research software and change the culture in academia at national labs. We want a smooth transition between the full volunteer organization to having now staff. This and also community initiatives. We are setting priorities with funding and staff goals. We want to support and enable. So this is steering committee goals. I'm a little bit with two hats again. I was steering committee member until the end of October. So I'm in the transition myself. Yeah, and we are happy to get feedback. And we have to have financial sustainability. So I need to look into proposals and grants. And one is for medium and large organizations, since we are now a non-profit. We have grants in form of cash or in-kind donations, maybe membership fees. More, you know, we have such a great community and we want to grow it further, so that is a topic we are very careful with. And maybe we get a USRC brand store and have many unicorns to sell. And then, yeah, so here are different steps, but I won't go through everything. So we want to have an industrial advisory board. We have focus groups planned for really looking into membership fees. Want to, you know, I'm setting up meetings with this group of leaders of non-traditional organizations. So people know also or want to join, contact me. And we have marketing plan, really minority serving institution, community colleges, domain researchers, and RC who don't know yet that they're RSE or think they are not. So that would be now also really the overarching goals are changing academic culture, keeping the welcoming and sustainable environment, and keep the grassroots character. With that, I make a break for a moment. And let me bring up the Mentimeter. Sorry, I have to jump into my browser because I plan to not talk alone the whole time, but give you a chance to interact. So you might have heard about Mentees or Mentimeter.com. And I give you in a moment the questions. Oh, it's a little bit loading slowly. I'm using the internet Wi-Fi from my phone. This might not work. Give me a moment. It's a little bit slow. Do you have a guest account on the university here that I can use fast or no? Yeah. No, not for Mentimeter. It's for the Wi-Fi.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Let me. My Samsung somehow has a Do you hear me again? All good? Okay. So if you if you go to menti.com and then use this code 89216273. Would be great if you do that. And answer this question. It should bring up the question. You can do it on your laptop or your phone. And what is your role in research? Are you a researcher or faculty, a student, a software developer, leadership of university, administrator, librarian, none of the above? And you can answer several times. If you say, oh, I'm faculty, but I'm also a software developer. I'm an administrator and leadership of university. I'm a librarian and a student. So that, yeah, I like it. I like when the little balls are flying in. None of the above, administrator. So we have quite a distribution between the different roles. That, okay, I give it another time a little bit. Okay, so research faculty and software developer are leading the numbers. This is a great distribution. Okay, so the next question would be this one. Do you use research software for your research? Are you someone who is using it? Or even if you, a developer, just say yes to this question, since you use research software, even if it's not maybe directly your own research, but you're in that field. So we have already 4 answering yes. Not sure, okay. Is it research software? Is it normal software? Yeah, I can see that. Or saying, oh, I don't really do research, but I'm an administrator or librarian. Yeah. Okay, very cool. Can you do your research without research software? So this is really for the researchers who say, okay, I have to develop my own, but you know, yes, partially or no, not sure. I'm in a different role. So partially, okay. No. That is expected, but I would see, yeah, partially or no, because we had software developers and researchers leading the numbers before. Cool. So partially no. I would expect that. Nowadays research needs normally some software. Absolutely. So before I started to talk today about USRSE and research software engineers, have you heard about research software engineers before? Before I did talk the last 25 minutes about it? Great. 2 have yes. 1 no. 3 yes. Love it. No. So I hope I have 2 who are really enthusiastic now about research software engineering and research software. Very cool. So 4 to 2. So my next question, because that is the second part of the talk, have you heard about science gateways before? Except for the title of my talk. Okay, no, yes. More no's. I can see that. So we are 4 to 1 here. So that is good because Not sure is also great, because then I can give you the intro to science gateways now. And have my second hat on as a senior researcher in science gateways. This is now a little bit a tough question if you haven't done too much with sustainability of research software. But what is your guess? How do the concepts below contribute to sustainability of research software? Economic sustainability, sustainability of career paths of developers, usability, reproducibility, environmental sustainability. So, you know, how much do they contribute? Are they all really important? Which is, what do you think are the most important aspects to make research software really sustainable? So that research software can be still, you know, how we use it today can be used in a year or two and create results, yeah. So we have usability leading, reproducibility and economic sustainability, yeah, now usability and economic sustainability, absolutely. Reproducibility is a big topic in sustainability of research software. And sustainability of career paths and developers, yes. I totally agree with you. I think usability is a big topic of sustainability of research software, and one of the most important ones. With that, this was the last question, and we are going back to my presentation. And let me get some Zoom here out of the way. Okay. So this is why I wanted to show you. So if you, quite a few of you haven't heard about science gateways yet. You have Hawaiian science gateways. So this is a Ike way. I hope I say it the correct way. Ray Science Gateway, and it is into water quality data. It shows that to users. It can start simulations. It is developed by Sean Cleveland and the team. Or you could be interested. Let me. Oh, sorry. In volcano research. That is also near to your heart, I would assume. So that is a science gateway that has data about volcano research, about risk mitigation, about, you know, researchers coming together online to exchange knowledge about volcanoes. And here's another gateway, also developed by Sean Cleveland and the team, about microbiome data. So you can see the topics are very different. Science gateways are there to really make the life of researcher easier who want to use complex infrastructures. So if you, and this is research computing, you know, if you look really at today's research questions, we have today's research questions we could not even address 20 years ago. Now we have all this data and we have new hardware and software and a lot of skills required to do all this. Then we have really the need for openness and reproducibility. Policy questions. And a lot of projects are nowadays interdisciplinary. It's not one researcher sitting alone in a room and trying to solve a theory. Normally we have very interdisciplinary projects nowadays, and we want the opportunity to integrate research with teaching and the better workforce preparation. And that is where you need end-to-end solutions, where people can work as teams together. And you have access to all these different resources and data. And that leads us to science gateways. So yeah, let's look at this. at the landscape. They're lab instruments. And by the way, the little instrument on the hand there, that is the smallest next-gen sequencing machine in the world. I've seen that in the UK. In a lab set that did not let me go out of the lab with it. But I had it on my hands. We have web-based agile frameworks. We have all these distributed and computing infrastructure, high-speed networks. And we have research software. And on the other hand, all these data and compute-intensive problems. And the researcher in the middle, the ones who are not directly, in computational science. So we need science gateways. We need something that is very usable to make a little bit sad-looking researchers happy researchers. So, and that is what we do with science gateways. What we learned from the last 2 decades is, so we have different technologies. So, and it started with many different ones, but few really established themselves that they're sustainable and mature, and they are widely used complete frameworks like HubZero, Galaxy, Global Data Portal, you might have heard about them. Then RESTful APIs and support of multiple programming languages, like TAPIS, for example, the two Hawaiian science gateways I did show you were developed with TAPIS. We have reused interface implementations and also science gateways as a service. And really the lessons learned is there should be really technology agnostic solutions that, or solutions that use standards, or it delivers a complete solution, and community engagement is key. And the picture you see here is the use over 24 hours of a solution, the HubZero, worldwide. And it's yeah, on almost every continent. I think only Antarctica is not included on this. So when we look at the typical life cycle of a science gateway project, mostly they start, oh, there's an initial idea and you get funding. And then there's all this gateway planning and design, a ramp up, active operation. The typical academic situation, funding hits. So, and then you have a community there and you want to gather requirements again and have maybe additional funding, or you have to ramp down because it costs to have a science gateway, maintenance cost, and new development just cost. So therefore, the Science Gateways Community Institute was funded over 7 years. So we supported diverse expertise on demand, like, for example, usability advice, sustainability advice. We had longer term support engagements. So we could support with up to half a year of a developer support you would get as a software developer for your project. We worked on software and visibility for science gateways. I'm part of the community engagement and exchange. I'm leading that area. And we have workforce development. So this project went on for 7 years. And now it morphed into, both are existed, but I explain it better. The SGX3 is a Center of Excellence for Science Gateways. So we got less funding and we restructured our services, but we still have, for example, the community conference areas. We have direct outreach. We have the usability consultancy we can offer. We have a focus week. Focus week is a sustainability training of a week or shorter engagement. We have technical consultancy. We can help with the design. We cannot lend you for half a year developer anymore. That's community partnerships. We have faculty training. So a Gateway Central around the topics, really developing the workforce, growing a diverse community, envisioning the futures. Our blueprint factories, I think, are a really exciting topic. I encourage you also to work with us. And the difference between SGX3 and SGCI is SGX3, we are still offering a lot of services as I said, with technology, advice, evaluation, gap analytics. We have also, we can do things client-funded. If you add us, for example, to your proposals, you can do something like a usability evaluation and design engagement over 3 months. At the moment, we cannot do it with, we are funded for 3 calendar months per project. So they're different. If you would be interested, I'm happy to go more into detail. So blueprint factories, the idea is, if we need to have something in 5 to 10 years, we need to think about the technology now. And these blueprint factories are 18 months, and they look directly into what do we need to know about that area, and what do we need to have developed in 5 years. And we are looking, not surprisingly, probably for everyone, in AI and science gateways, blueprint factory. And we have a sustainability blueprint factory to really look, what do we need? What is the community? What is the next step for science gateways in the next 5 years? We have a rising stars program. On the one hand, students who are having done internships with us, or hackathons, faculty integrating science gateways as novel concept in their classes, or science gateway creators, research software engineers who are incorporating cutting edge technology. So if you feel addressed by any of these topics, you can, work on a rising star award for you. The faculty opportunities, because faculty can work as a multiplier for students. So if they really sell the topics of science gateways, of research software engineering, the students learn about it directly during being undergraduates or graduates. And we give also workshops throughout the year for faculty and hackathons. So the different, at Gateways 2023, we had a faculty hack, for example, with different teams. And they showed their results in a poster session. Then, what you can see here, so we have a science gateways catalog. So I put in, as preparation for this talk, vocab. Do I find anything about vocab? And it found the VHub, the one I did show the picture about, that there's a science gateways to really make collaboration on volcanology research easier and risk mitigation. So if you would like to find science gateways, for example, contact me or search in this catalog. And it will morph into a Gateway Central to make it more interactive. At the moment, you can search, you can sort for topics, but we want to make it really more, to receive more personalized recommendations, because at the moment we have over 600 science gateways in there, and to find what is fitting for you needs a more personalized approach. We have SGX3 on the road, so I lead that area. For example, I gave a talk last week at Higgs, and I give a talk now. So that is my outreach part of going to different conferences, but also giving online talks, going to different domains. So if you have ideas for me, what kind of domains to address, I'm happy to give talks. The focus week is the sustainability training I've shortly talked about, and you learn about what are your audiences, what are your key stakeholders, marketing tactics and tools, goal setting, value proposition for your project. I know, being myself a researcher, it sounds first like, but we are in that business. If we want to keep our project sustainable, we need to learn sustainability measures. We have a group of gateway ambassadors, and it's really, learning from peers and sharing information. And I like, the gateway ambassador group are from very different fields, from humanities to social sciences to biologists to technicians and research software engineers. And I like this little yeah, graphic about it. Like, we like to bring together people from radically different fields and wait for the friction to produce heat, light, and magic. Sometimes it takes a while. And so we have this storybook. We have supported over 200 projects with different topics. And one is online. I have it also a hard copy here. So one is maybe still left when you come the next time and you can pick it up here. And with that, thank you for your attention. Any question? So, it was maybe a lot of information. The community engagement, I realized being on the one hand side a lot of research software engineers and then sorry. Oh yeah, sorry. So I repeat the question. So I was asked whether I could talk a little bit about community engagement, what are key strategies, and also for DEI for diversity, equity, and inclusion. So for community outreach, it is always a mixture of different measures and also how communities react on it. For example, USRSE, people are highly active on Slack. It is really every day. We tried the same with the Science Gateway community. Somehow people don't take that up. People prefer the direct outreach with email or newsletters. So they react on newsletters. We have also newsletters now again at USRC that we had to break a little bit in between because it was done by volunteers and I had no time to do it. We have a community manager now. So I think it's a mixture and it should be probably always a mixture of something like newsletters or, just in general something, always a website, always some social media, but also in that regard, we try not to be on too many platforms because if they're not active on all of them, it just does look sad. So focusing on social media, maybe on one or two, you can be really active is probably good. Direct outreach is needed. And also, for example, we work at USRSE at the moment, how to reach the people better in domains who don't know about research software engineers. Because it's totally clear engineering is not for everyone interesting, but it could help their research. So, and we have the same with science gateways. How to make them domain researchers really hear about us because we make the solutions for especially the ones who are not so interested to know or so it needs really, we are doing some research at the moment how to reach out to, so on our list are also at the moment minority serving institutions because they have often less support structures in the administration and we can support them. We can, the moment we have this, for example, with the Science Gateways Institute, we have the funding that we can say, oh, we can help support your project with usability strategies. So if there would be this one thing, the one recipe that works for every community, I would be happy to share it. No, I also had to learn. Slack works here with USRC. Slack is really not very active in the Science Gateways community, but they love the newsletters. They give us feedback on that. So yeah, well, you have to find out for your community what their preferred messages are. For both communities, a face-to-face conference is well received. We really have seen that. I mean, we were sold out. The first conference, it made me a little bit nervous to be the first general chair of the first ever USRC conference. Great, we were sold out. Everything worked out. The Gateways conference, we talked with the community who was at the Gateways conference in 2022 in San Diego, whether, you know, they liked to be maybe also some virtual again. No, face to face. We had enough virtual, you know, in 2020 and 2021. So I think people that, not everyone. Ooh. What did I do? Am I still okay? Okay.
Question on students. So this is from Rajan. Any particular gateway/research science opportunities for bioinformatics, research software opportunities?
Yes. So for bioinformatics, we have an internship for students if it's about students in this summer with tech, if that is interesting. Specific gateways, if he wants to leave his email address, I can send him a list of bioinformatic gateways. You might have heard about the Science Gateway Galaxy. It has a lot of biomedical science gateways. So tools, so it depends with also genomics, which field in bioinformatics. But yeah, there are quite a few out there. I can send a list if he's interested in specific topics. And happy to, you know, go through specific gateways also online. I mean, I'm also happy to be invited to Honolulu again, but yeah, maybe one year we could plan. So normally I try to come for Higgs in January. Maybe we can do a workshop on Science Gateways or something. Yeah, but bioinformatics are, by the way, the ones who picked up Science Gateways the most from all domains. Let me look also at the chat. Oh, cool. I will copy the email address. Research opportunities are definitely also always available in bioinformatics and Science Gateways. I come back for a moment to the DEI question. So we ourselves still have to learn a lot. So what we do, for example, we have a DEI speaker series where we invite people who are for specific topics, experts, and they're online. So everyone can join who's interested. You can just join for free on the USRC website, and then you can get the news when the speaker series are. So I got myself training on code of conduct response and also about DEI, because I think I still don't know enough. There's always something to learn. So yeah, we learn at the moment together to improve the situation. Okay. Any further questions? So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it. Please reach out if anything science gateways or research software engineering. I'm happy to